Today we're continuing our study with percents, and we're going to take what we've been learning the last couple of days and apply it to real life situations. So go ahead and label your notes, percent problems application notes, and be ready to take some notes, do some problems. Alright, so first of all, there are two methods to solve percent problems like we've been doing in class. We have the proportions and the equations, or the decimals. So those are the review of the two ways. And then we've also been talking about that there are three types of percent problems. First of all, the missing percent. Well, we don't know what the percent is. Second of all, a part of the problem is missing. And third is the whole of the problem is missing. So we've been kind of working through those different types of problems the last couple of days as well. So today we're getting into some new vocabulary that's going to get into the real life application part of percents. So the first one is discount. And this is the amount of money saved. Let me see my mouse. Oops. So discount is the amount of money saved. So you encounter that obviously when you go to stores, if there's sales going on and they offer you a 10% discount, that means you're getting money off. The next one, tax. This is a fee on purchased items. And this is when you go to the cash register and the t-shirt might say $5.99, but the register rings up $6.57. That's taken into account tax. And again, it is a percentage. The next one, tip. And I mentioned this in the other video, but tip is the extra payment to service providers, also called gratuity. That's the fancy word for it. But tip is where, someone does something for you nice and you're like, I appreciate you, so I'm going to give you a little bit of extra money. So when you go to a restaurant, oftentimes you have places to give tips. When you get your hair cut, when you get a massage, those types of things are service industries. We can offer a tip, and again, that is a percentage. The next one is commission. This is getting into jobs where a percentage of the money that a person earns after making a sale, and also applies to agents. So if you go buy a car this weekend, good luck on that. If you go buy a car this weekend, the guy selling you or the girl selling you that car is going to make a percent of the sales, and that's called the commission. Also, a lot of insurance agents get commission on what they sell you. Certain stores, maybe Best Buy, not really sure other types, but maybe Best Buy, if the guy convinces you to buy a TV, he might get a certain portion of those sales added to his paycheck. And again, it's a percentage. So the next one is markup. This is the amount an item is increased in sale to make a profit. So this is where the guy selling something at the store might buy it from the manufacturer for $2, and then he might sell it to you for $3. So while he's paying the distributor $2 and you're paying $3, he's basically earning $1. Let me check the camera because it just shifted for some reason. Okay, we're good to go. Sorry. So that's markup. Now the opposite is markdown, and this is the same as a discount. So basically you're saving money on something. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 important words to know for vocabulary base, so that you know when I use these words in class, you know whether it's a positive or negative influence on the value. Next thing, tips to solving percent application problems. So step 1, recognize the important information in the problem. This is no different than any other problem we do. What's important about the problem? Step 2 is to make a plan, whether you're going to solve proportionally or equation-wise. I'm going to stick to teaching with the proportion method. That way I'm consistent in what I'm doing. If you prefer the equation and the decimal, that's fine, but I'm going to do the proportion. Step 3 is identify what the question's asking. Step 4 is to solve. And step 5, make sure your answer to the question, make sure you read the question and make sure your answer makes sense of what the question is asking. You don't get stuck on not completing the problem or giving the wrong answer to the wrong part of the problem, so reread it to make sure you're good to go. So those are the 5 steps in solving a percent application problem, and basically any problem, really. Alright, so let's get into it. So, example 1. percent problems about prices. A car dealer makes 12% commission on each car he sells. How much commission does he make if he sells a car for $42,000? So again, a car dealer makes 12% commission on each car he sells. How much commission does he make if he sells the car for $42,000? So our first step is to record the important information. So at this point right now, you don't have to write the whole problem. You can take notes on this problem as long as you get the important stuff down. And that important stuff is right here. Number one, important info, 12% commission on $42,000. So this is money added to his paycheck. But we don't know how much. It's 12% of this value. So that's what we have to figure out. Number two, decide whether you're going to do an equation or proportion. Number three, how much is he going to make? It's a solving. So number three is back to what's the question asking us. It's asking how much money is he going to make on this cell. Number four, it's getting into the actual solving. So they're doing the decimal form. So remember, that's 12% converted to a decimal is moving our decimal 2 places to the left. So it's 12 hundredths times the value, the whole, equals, let me grab my calculator. So that's 0.12 times 42,000. And the value is $5,040, as you can see here. You could have also done the equation, the proportion, and that would have been 12 over 100, 42,000. I multiplied, divided by, I knew that, 420 times 420 here, sorry, and that is 5,040 as well. So that's the math. Now let me see if I've answered the question. So my question says, how much commission does he make if he sells the car for $42,000? So he sells his car for $42,000. His boss is going to pay him $5,000 because he made that sell. So that cost is, his paycheck for that car. Let's look at the next one. Example 2. There are 6 red scooters. 40% of the scooters are red, okay, in a store. How many scooters are there total in the store? So read it again. There are 6 red scooters. 40% of the scooters are red of the whole store inventory. How many scooters are there in total? So the first part is important information. 6 red is 40% of the total amount in the store. The second part is deciding whether you're going to do proportion or equation. This time we're going to do proportion. Like I said, I'm going to try to go back and forth. And number 3 is how many total scooters. That's our piece of information we're wanting to figure out. We're looking for the total this time, not the part, but the total. So then what we're going to do is do our, and you are recording, these notes right here. So 40 over 100, not 1,000, 100. Okay? And then I know that there are 6 red. And that's part of it. I don't know how many total scooters are there. So now I need to figure out how I got from 40 to 6. So let's do 40 divided by 6. And that equals divided by 6.66. I'm going to, I'll stay with 6, it's fine. So 40 divided by 6.66 equals 6. I did the same thing to the bottom. So 100 divided by 6.666 equals 15.00. So we're going to leave it right there. So that's my math that I've done. Let me go back to my question and make sure I've made sense. So there are 6 red scooters. 40% of the scooters are red. So that means that 6 of them are in the store, and that's 40% of the stock. How many are there in total? So 15 does make sense because almost half of them are red. So the other part, there's a total of 15. So there are 7 other scooters there. but this is asking me for the total. So my final answer would be 15 scooters. So then we can see that 4,100, that's doing, again, that's the next step of proportions. So don't worry about that step right there today. Let's do one more. Example 3. An ad shows a DVD player on sale for 25% off of the original price. If the original price was $242, what is the sales price? So one more time. An ad shows a DVD player on sale for 25% off of the, that tells me that we're taking some money off because we're saving. So it's been marked down. If its original price was $242, what is the sales price? So our first piece of information of importance is that we're taking 25% off of $242. Okay? So, sorry, too far. So then we're going to, I'm going to set it up as a proportion. So 25% over 100. And again, 242 is our total, and I want to figure out what the sales is. The sales, the discount. So my calculator, and that equals, let's see here, 2.42 times 2.42. 2.42. So this equals $60.50. So again, looking at my question, what is it asking me? Well, it's asking me what the sales price is. Well, what I just found here was what 25% off is. So then what do I have to do now? I have to take my work and then I have to subtract it. So if the original price was $242 and the sales is 25% off, I take my $242 and I subtract $60.50. Let's subtract 60.5. So my answer is $181.50 is the cost for my DVD player that is on sale. So that's how we do, a discount, is you take it off. You find what the value is, and then we take it from the original. And there's so many more things we can do. We can do tip. We did the discounts. So you just have to figure out whether you're adding or taking away and making sense of what problem you're solving. Another option is to use 75% instead of 25%. So this is just saying that I could have done, instead of saying what the discount was, I could have said what the original, what we're keeping, so 75%. I just like doing the original and taking it away. But either way would have worked if you want to take a look at that.